Who want to light the incense?
Yeah, I did. Everybody sit down. Everybody take 120. It's called morning recitals. Home and No, that's not the title. Okay. Ready? Come join us. Ken, come on. Everyone, come together. Come together. Speak loud and make. Alright, ready? 3, 2, 1. Home and Now over there. The double down. Wish you the home saying that protectors double down this triple gem I love refuge. Made a triple gem bless and protect me my lovers, family, beauty, danger, to be always be blessed with good health, strength, peace, and happiness. May my parents, brothers, and friends and relatives be well and happy. May they be peaceful, private, they are faced with problems, I wish they overcome the anxiety quickly. If they are faced with ill health, I wish they regain good health soon. May the Buddha come and send a blessing protect them. Affirmation. May the Buddha guide my thoughts and actions throughout the day. May the Dhamma help me to be strong and focused on things and great friends and strong trouble that they face changing future. May the Sangha fight to act with patient and give their mind. Others may the Devas protect my family. May the Devas protect my daily life. May this country be blessed with peace and prosperity. May I have the opportunity today to help someone in need of my love and support. This is life and useless pursuit, but use it well to bring benefit and happiness to the world. May the Buddha be at my head and the development of my heart, the Sangha to my side to protect me, guide me always. May all living beings and my enemies find my peace. Namo Buddhaya. Evening recitals. Home and refuge. Namo Buddhaya, Pradamaya, Sangaya. Homeless children life, your perfect wisdom and compassion. Homeless children don't hold down the respond with their tongue. Homeless children save and protect don't hold down this is your protect I don't refuge. May the children have blessed and protected me and my loved ones tonight. May we make people proud of nature and come on and participate to send it will be blessed with good health, great peace, and happiness. May my parents, brothers, friends, relatives be well and happy. May they be people of our nature, their faith for our nature, and our faith for science quickly. And their faith with ill health and reciprocating good health soon, may the Buddha Dhamma sing your book. Protect me, my loved ones tonight. Oh, bless them. Keep us away from danger. Let our people see how we feel in mind. And morning construction in my mind. Aspiration. If I say this happen, I never do so again. If I appears to be hurtful today, by word or deed, may I be more next time. Oh, Buddha, then like, help me to set my heart right. May my actions reflect your love and compassion. I shall strive to cleanse my heart from hate and envy, and live in harmony with all people. I shall be close to the Dhamma. I know that it comfort me to leave the world. I shall not without fear and regret because I'm a better person than when I came into it. Whatever wrong someone made it to me, the idea that there is compassionate and the heart. There's no action looks for me. And those that love the person when we this all to all sharing of merits. Sharing I would like to share the merit I have gratitude and ask God to pass the lady. May they be rejoiced in the merit of me and my loved ones. I would also like to transfer these merits to my important relatives and friends wherever they are. May they be free from harm and suffering and be happy. And who is the question that I talked should be upright, obedient, gentle, and humble. Contentedly, easily looked after the confused duties of the livelihood, controlling and the God given it to a conflict of their families. He should not commit these wrongs, and the otherwise men might find fault with him. May all things be safe and happy, may their hearts be wholesome. Whatsoever living beings there are, people or strong, stout, or medium, short, small, or large. Those who are born into the food, one may all stars of them be heaven-minded, created. Let not one deceive another, nor despise any person whatsoever, any place of anger or ill will, let him not speak to another. Just as a mother will protect her own child and risks of her own life, even so in any equally about this are towards all beings. If false our balance of the whole world will go across without education, without engaging. But he walks not simply blind now, coming to wait to act develop as my mind to say the highest product here. Not how much I am it's like scarf and set the speed of the desire. Truly does not come against be convinced in a womb. But the determination to there. Wow. The great merciful Lord for the good of all living beings, practice the perfect cases of the days of me. By these, like, by these witnesses, they do not have you win. Yes, I have on the psychiatrist with victories of the foot of the Buddha street. Likewise, may there be victory for me, amen. I revere you as the highest school and best benefit of all. All day, all books, I praise you. I revere the down. I the down, they all obstacles into your steeds. I heard the whoever the question is, there's like this person don't mean is you understand. Let me be honest. Whatever the question is, the person don't go into the job. Whatever the will be in this universe, there's no doing to the thing about it. Find something you conference. There's no reason to be the worst of the money, but these are the two things going to be one. There's no there are no other reason to be the thing like that's protect my people so they don't treat me fine. The years have the evil of the universe, which belong to the seed of victory, and leader of men from fortune. May all 20 teachers include in the noble dome first on my head. All Buddhas rest on my head, and all of my eyes are second both all Christian. They may Narada strong my right corner my back. On my right is here, but not about that. Also be ready like the sun. The Jewish figure of the Lord the other 80 gallons that choice to set the cover sign to believe their riches are restored part of my body. The Jewish force in our body, the dying back the protected was called the war in a TR like the heavenly goal, the others like a rampart around me. Every religion was moving to adore the Buddha made hard to by them. Chikubei kind of the Buddha many kind of the by the power there even the riches may all internal and external troubles caused by air violence that are from the would not accepted. They all hold great today, living like long lines and Buddha measure of this. May not be the grace of the Buddha and the feet of the army and be cut by protect myself and thus and everywhere. Also, bad Setting myself thus in every corner. The grace was all I'm surrounded by the rampart of the surrounded by the empire and dark to the eight benefactors and the eight to the medium and the Buddha above me. The Buddha sat on the Buddha king and thinking that I'm standing on my right, venerable eyes on my left shoulder, and the venerable starry pujas on my right shoulder. The Dhamma number of the world, she was my feet. All in this motion, all of this able penetrate displaying dangerous gears, but as I believe, is made of all days not with a power, which did not. All elements were to show overseas, able penetrate display dangerous gears, but as I believe, made all the double dogma. All elements were to ill diseases, able penetrate. Displaying danger fear or other opportunity, able penetrate, the verbal or the cycle. Gonna stand up. We're gonna do two. After flip to the left. Yeah, I forgot about that. No stacking. No stacking. It takes longer. It's only Nick and Jason. Okay. To the Assembly one.
Chạy trước thì phải chạy ta trước cho bây giờ mấy sợ bây giờ ta trước luôn you shouldn't have free now, don't worry. Give me like 10 minutes. Welcome back. Lên. Gọi ra đi.
hấp dẫn cái sống hơn.
Dạ,
Con đứa mà
dạ, con đứa mà ở xa chắc anh cũng mấy lại lại đi, lại đi, anh coi lại lại đi, dạ,
dần
dạ,
rồi
dạ,
ở đâu
Alright.
They want me to add up in the.
No, actually, no, break time is 5 minutes.
Anthony, to summarize this story, okay, Anthony? You handsome, right, Anthony? Anthony, Anthony, are you ready? Anthony.
In the Buddha's day, there were two monks who had ordained at an old age. One was named Elder Light, and the other was named Elder Dark. One day, Elder Light asked, "Sir, at what time does cold appear?" He asked this even though he already had an answer in mind that he expected the other to offer. Elder Dark responded, "Sir, the cold comes with the dark." This was not the answer that Elder Light wanted. He did not respond, and kept this in his mind. On another day, Elder Dark asked, "Sir, at what time does cold appear?" Elder Dark expected Elder Light to answer dark, since that was what he told him before. Elder Light responded, "Sir, the cold comes with the light." This was not the answer that Elder Dark wanted. The two were very upset with each other, and their relationship became very strained. Each one of them could not understand why the other was being so stubborn and refused to accept an answer that was very obvious. Eventually, they reached the point that they could no longer coexist. They decided to go see the Buddha and ask him to decide who was right and who was wrong. Each monk wholly believed he would be vindicated and leave as the victor. Both monks were excited to see the other one embarrassed. When they reached the Buddha, they paid their respects and sat down. Each monk proceeded to tell his point of view. Elder Light explained that he was certain that the cold came from the light. Elder Dark explained that he was certain that the cold came from the dark. Neither would yield to the other. The Buddha then said, "You two already asked me this question in the past, which I answered. and yet here you are in this life, asking me the same question again. They asked him to reveal the past, which only he could see. In the distant past, there was a lion and a tiger that resided in the same cave at the top of a hill. They lived amicably and were on friendly terms with one another. The Porisat was born as a hermit and lived at the base of that hill. One day, the lion asked the tiger where he thought the cold came from. The tiger responded that the cold came when it was light. The tiger then asked the lion where he thought the cold came from. The lion responded that the cold came when it was dark. The lion was certain that his answer was the only right answer. He couldn't understand why the tiger was being so difficult and refused to see what was so obvious. The tiger was certain that his answer was the only right answer. He couldn't understand why the lion was being so stubborn and refused to see what was obviously correct. The two kept explaining why their answers were more correct than the others. Each of them kept trying to force the other to see his point of view. The two animals, who had been friends for so long, were now at odds with each other. They decided to go see the wise hermit and have him decide who was right and who was wrong. They went to the hermit, and each animal presented his case. The hermit then explained that the cold does not come from the light, nor does it come from the dark. Actually, the cold comes whenever the wind blows. Each animal realized he was wrong and felt ashamed of how hard he fought to promote his views. The lion and the tiger both were more careful to keep an open mind and not to fall into the trap of seeing their beliefs as absolute truth. They lived the rest of their lives mindful and avoided falling into the same trap again. Buddha explained to the two monks that the passage of time and many rebirths had clouded their memories, making them unable to remember what they had already experienced and learned in the past. The two monks internalized the lesson and strove to live more carefully. They understood the dangers of blindly holding on to a belief and then demanding others to see their way. What did you learn from this story?
Okay, Anthony, first story about Anthony. Can you guys hear him? Speak up, please. Speak up.
So they got mad, and one of each of them thought each other was stubborn and not being the right answer. So they went to the Buddha, and when they went to the Buddha, they paid him disrespect and asked him the question. And the Buddha was like, "I already told you this. I already told you the answer in the past." So and then when he went to the Buddha told him the past, it was the lion was the elder darkness and the tiger was the elder light. So and then where and then they were in the same cave in the top of a mountain, and they were like equal. They were friendly to each other until one day the tiger asked asked the lion, what do you think the darkness comes from? where the cold comes from, the dark, in the tiger said the dark. And he asked the tiger, and the tiger said, and they became unfair, and they were supporting reasons why. This one's better, this one's the dark, and the cold comes in the dark, or the cold comes in the, like, and then they went to the hermit, and then and they asked there was this elder with some old hermit, and then they asked the question, and the hermit said, it comes from the wind. That's where, and then the tiger and the lion became equal together and never try to get in the same trap.
So what the moral? Yes, Tony, what's the moral?
Always be open-minded.
Yeah, wow, smart. Caden, what's the moral? Yes.
Don't fight over things that not right.
Yes.
Don't be say something, think something, and believe in something.
Good, smart. All right, so the next one, Caden. Ready, Caden?
Watch this already, like last year. Yeah, we did. You remember the guy outside?
Once, in a deep forest, the trees had a great discussion. They were not happy with the birds and animals coming and resting on them. The oldest of the trees were proud, and they cursed the animals and birds. Animals come and rest in our shade. They leave a mess behind. They are not clean. They show no concern for us because we are silent.
I've had enough. I have made up my mind to drive away any animal that comes here.
How is that possible?
You wait and see what I do. No one will come near me.
I'm also going to follow south. Daniel, the oldest tree, was observing everything. He did not like the idea of driving the poor animals that come for shelter and food. That may not be a wise thing to do. The animals are a nuisance. I agree, but they serve a useful purpose. We are all dependent on each other.
You may be old, but in this matter, I will not listen to anyone. I will not allow animals here anymore.
I will see what Sal does and follow the same. The next day, a leopard came to rest in the shade of Sal. Sal began to shake violently from side to side. The leopard was terribly frightened and ran away. Great!
Did you see how the huge leopard ran?
Let's all follow the same course from now on. Sal, how do we make the birds run?
If we are able to make the mighty leopard run for life, how long will it take to make these tiny birds run?
That's true. The sow drove away all the animals that came to the tree that day and in the days that followed. In course of time, animals stopped coming to that part of the forest. It's not advisable to stand alone here. We are part of the forest. What is the use of driving the animals? Come here. What are we going to do, standing alone without anyone?
You have become too old, and that's why you're bothered about everything.
If you want, you can give shelter to anyone, whomsoever you like, but do not disturb us. The birds started coming to the banyan tree as it was the home for many. The banyan enjoyed their company, but there was no bird or animal in the salve or orange tree. Sal is our new hero. He has proved his point. We should follow his ways. Sal became the great hero of the forest. Even the older trees admired Sal and his wise decision. One day, a group of woodcutters came to the forest Sal and other trees were surprised to see them.
What is this? No one has come here so far. Why have these guys come?
That's what bothers me too.
I wanted to come to this part of the forest and cut trees. This has been my dream.
But why didn't you come here all these days?
It's not that easy. This place is famous for wild animals. There is the danger that they might attack us.
But how come that there is not even a single animal to be seen around now?
My friend who came here once told me that this place now seemed deserted without any animal or bird. He came here continuously for a week and observed that no animal came here. That's why I decided to come here and cut these trees. It will fetch us a lot of money. All these trees are famous for their wood.
The Sal and the orange tree were shocked to hear this. They were in tears.
Oh, what shall we do now?
We should have listened to our wise banyan.
The banyan tree saw Sal and Orange in tears.
Dear Banyan, please help us. We neglected your advice because we were too proud. We are going to pay the price for it now. Please help us.
Don't worry. I will try to do the trick. What you have done before.
The banyan tree shook itself once with all its might. Most of the leaves dropped. It appeared as if a huge cyclone.
Hey,
What is this?
it shakes heavily, but there is no storm or wind blowing outside.
There might be some huge animal hiding inside the tree. This place was known for its wild animals.
Come on, let's take to our heels.
The woodcutters ran away from the place. The banyan, Chum, Sal, and Orange laughed aloud.
I'm sorry, Banyan. Please forgive me. I will certainly follow your advice. I will never forget the timely help rendered by you.
Me too, banyan.
From then on, all the animals and birds returned to the trees, and the forest resounded to the chirpings of birds and the sounds of various animals.
Okay. Hayden. Can anyone hear him? Open your mouth, Hayden. Loudly.
There were 4 trees. There was one wide one that was called banyan, and there was the 3 other trees that were like young and I guess selfish. And so basically, the 3 trees that were selfish, they wanted the animals to stop being around them because every time they come here and they leave, they put a big mess and they're tired of it. So then they all decided the idea about to take themselves so all the animals get scared and stuff. So one day a leopard came to sit in the shade. Then one of the trees started shaking really violently, and the leopard was very scared, started running around. And then they wondered how they're going to get the birds out. So then they all just suddenly shook, and all the birds came out. And then they were all laughing, but then the wise one of the banyan tree, he was telling him that was a very wrong thing that they done. So basically, the next day, all the animals, or the banyan, he let all the animals sit in his shade because he didn't mind it at all. And then one day, these two wood choppers, they wanted to cut the trees down because it was a lot of money. But then the guy asked him, why are you cutting the tree not cut earlier? And then one of them said that the forest is filled with like the animals are very dangerous and people like that. So then basically the other guy asked why is there no animals here then? he said that one of his friends said that all the animals deserted from the forest. So then they wanted to cut the tree, but then, and with the trees, they realized they realized that, they did something wrong and now there's to, now they have to fix something. And then the man, they started, asking for help from the man. And then the man decided to help and then he shook really hard and strong and came all over the forest. And then the hunters, they thought, that there was a big animal in the bushes or the tree. So then they ran away and then the tree realized that they did something wrong and they could follow the man tree all along.
Okay. Sherry, what's the moral?
Is, the moral is you have to treat
May.
like don't listen to like others advice without like actually thinking of it because like it might lead up to some bad stuff.
Dragon, speak up. Yes. What else? Yes. Yeah. Wow. Thank you. I want to give him a lot. Thank you. Listen to the elder. Yes. Jason. Yes. You raise your hand, right? Yes, Jason. What do you want to say? Huh?
He said trees have mouths.
Tony. What did you learn?
I learned that since they didn't listen to the person, the elder.
Yeah, listen to the elder. Long. What you learn? Sit up, please. Otherwise, if you mess up in the future, you end up in the jail. Anthony, what did you learn? Why? Anthony. Mason, if you don't listen to the elder, if you don't listen to the teacher, what happened to you? What happened?
He gave you the F
Yes.
Get it, no.
Huh?
Get it, no.
No one respect you. Yes. Yes, baby. What do you need to say? Okay. Long, you want to stay back? All right, stand up. Push the chair back. Slowly, baby. Slow. Okay, drop your hand. Drop your hair. Drop everything. Close your eyes. Close your hair. Close your ear. Close everything. Close your eyes.
Drop your hands.
Jason, please. Close your eyes for like order. Calm your mind. Close your eyes, please. Long you stay back. Mason, may I? Jerry, my parents. Honey, my weekend.
There we can be sunny. There we can be sunny. There we can be adventurous. There we can have fun.
Yes, what do you want?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Drop your hand and make the line. Go. Make the line. Make the line. Don't rush. Make the line, please.
What state?